How's everybody doing out there? I already see people in the chat. It's growing old
Hey,
with
chat
purposes in
people.
there.
Rosie. Hello,
Rosie,
everybody.
Sharon. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
And we've got
Sharon.
some callers calling in on Blog Talk. So for those that don't know, on Saturdays, we simulcast. So we're simulcasting on Blog Talk Radio and live stream video on YouTube. So if you're listening to us on the radio, just open a new tab in your browser, type in tarottoday.live. That URL will take you right over to our YouTube page. You can get into the live with us, join us in the chat there. That's where the chat room is, by the way, if you want to chat with us. Jack Mack is here. Hi, Jack Mack.
Hey, Jack.
Jack wants us to pull a card. Okay. And
Awesome.
we had gotten a request from Rosie a bit earlier. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can also call into the show. How do they do that, Mary?
They use their phone and they dial the
Oh,
number, which is 714-816-4628. Be sure to press the number 1 on your dial pad, raises your little arm in the air so we know you want to be on the air with us. But again, that number is 714-816-4628. Press 1. That's how
or
they
you
do
could
it.
just, yes, or you can just join us in the chat, as I said, on the YouTube live. And you can ask questions about tarot, numerology, professional reader certification, the Tarot Guild, and a lot more, whatever you want to ask about that. Also, if you want a general reading, you could just put, please pull a card for me in the chat. That's all you got to put. Or if you have a very specific question you want to ask, you want us to pull some cards on, just type in the question and we will take them in the order that you put them in the chat here. And Jack says, I wanted a question. Okay, so put your specific question, Jack, in the chat, and we will get to you, as well as the phone lines. People are starting to call in. Exciting stuff. So here we are at the end of January, and this is a time when I always want to ask everybody, so how's those New Year's resolutions working out for you? And I pulled my card of the day, Mary, and it was just perfect. 4 of Cups,
Wow.
and this card has been actually coming up the last couple of shows, and I know why. A lot of people are feeling this right now, maybe what their goals are, or their New Year's resolutions, or starting to go to the gym, or working on their eating habits, or quitting some of those bad habits, stop smoking, that kind of thing. Maybe they're not happy with what the progress or lack thereof that they've been getting, and so they're feeling like this, and but I wanted to pull a qualifier card. So this is a four of Cups. We're dealing with the emotional aspect of it, and 4 is structure. So I pulled this other card just to, oops, got it backwards, just so I could see. And another 4 card. Yes, it is the 4 of Swords. Swords are, the intellect, the thoughts and ideas and so forth. And this is one of the, what I call the thinking outside the box cards. There's a few of them in the tarot deck. This card, the 4 of Swords, and cards like the Hanged Man and the Hermit, and it's taking a step back. So, okay, so if this is how a lot of us are feeling, there is another way of doing things. There's another option up there that you may have not seen yet. And I've been pointing that out on the last couple of shows because this card keeps coming up. And so what this card is saying is to take a step back and, look at the big picture, start thinking outside the box as far as getting to your goals and accomplishing them, here in the beginning of 2023, at least getting the ball rolling. And 4 is structure and foundations. It's about, we need to establish some foundations and new beginnings, really, which fits perfectly also with the numerology today. It is the 28th. 2 + 8 is 10. 1 + 0 is 1. So it's a one-day new beginnings. And tied in with that very nicely is the energy from the date. So the full date, January 28th. So 1, 628, and then the year 2023, which we know is a 7 world year. Add that all together and you get 9. So 9 is the ending of a cycle, 1 the beginning of a cycle. So yeah, this is perfect evaluation day, Mary. They should take a step back, take a look at everything, new beginnings, maybe going in a different direction to attain those goals. And
Yeah.
also with that 9 energy, what can you let go of? What's holding you back from attaining those goals? And then the 1 energy. What'd you get for a card day?
I drew a card from the Lyran Oracle, White Line Collective, and it's
It's
very
the
pretty.
aliens.
The aliens, yeah, the 5th dimensional white lion beings from the star system Lyra. But anyways, it's very pretty. I don't know if you can see that. My light keeps changing because I don't know, whatever. But it's about the color spectrum and working with color for one thing, and expressing yourself, and look around your surroundings. How do your surroundings express who you are? And what colors do you have around you that are really resonating with you, that are being drawn, you're being drawn to them, and which ones are sort of clashing? And look at the metaphysical meaning of those colors that you either resonate with or feel repulsed by, and see if that in turn doesn't give you a message about kind of what's going on with you, and where are your needs at, and are they being met, and also it's when we talk about the color spectrum, color self-expression is connected to our emotions, and it's saying like it may be time to let out your emotions. We just went through, I don't know, we've been just going through a lot, for for a few years now. A lot of people have, and sometimes we just sort of like grit our teeth and bear it. And January, new year, new beginnings, all fresh start and everything. And I think part of having a fresh start is to get rid of the old, to express, to let out anything that's just been like stacking up inside of you. So that's what I get. There you go. Are you talking? Are you muted?
Yeah, I muted because
There
I
you
was
are.
shuffling. I was shuffling, and I was realizing I was making a lot of noise, so I muted my mic while you were on cam, full screen, and I still forget to go off mute. 13 years later, what? I need a producer that just pushes the buttons for us, so we don't have to remember all this shit.
We could all
Anyway,
use a
what I was
producer.
trying to say.
And hair
What's
and
that?
makeup people. I said we could all use a producer.
We
And
need hair and
makeup
makeup. We do.
people,
Yeah, I know.
catering, craft services.
So what I was saying when I was muted was that it's the last Saturday of the month, and we're going to be doing our psychic spin. Yeah. So we're going to be chatting about EVs and things like that, Tesla. Talk a little bit about the future. Yeah. Well, on a tarot show, talking about the future, why not? So we're going to pull some cards on that. Yeah. And then let's see what's going on in the chat here. So growing old with purpose, Rosie says, never made any. So yeah, you're the smart one, hon. Yeah. Don't make any resolutions that you aren't going to do, and Beverly says, hi, Beverly's back. And
hi, Beverly.
Nikita.
Hi, Kita.
Yes. So we're getting some questions in there. Ellie's in. Hi, Ellie. True Love's
hey,
back.
Ellie.
Hi, Ellie.
True Love.
A lot of our members of the guild here. Let's see. The first question we had was from Rosie. Pull a card for me today when you get to the readings. Okay, well, let's pull a card for Rosie. What are we getting?
I have one.
Go ahead.
You want to go first? Oh, okay. Well, the card I got is a tarot card from the I don't know, pre-Raphaelite tarot from Low Scarabee. I got the 10 of Wands, Rosie. So, classically, well, what do we call that? A card of heavy burdens. They're like all of wands. It's like, we're almost finished with whatever this enormous task was, or this phase that we're trying to complete, a cycle that we're trying to complete. It's going to get better, but also, it's also a card that reminds us not to feel like we have the weight of the world on our shoulders and that we have to do everything ourselves. So that's what I got. Let's see what Dax got.
Oh, I got the Queen of Cups for you. Yes. So tarot wants you to focus on your intuition, your psychic abilities. I know you're doing the tarot, and you're in the course from what I remember and all, so don't know how you're progressing on all that, but it's like the message is to focus even more on your psychic development, because ultimately, yes, I pulled another card and it's a 9 card, so it fits in perfectly with the numerology today, that 9 energy, and that's the energy of the old souls as well, as well as the end of a cycle right before the beginning of a new cycle and what you can let go of. It's also, philanthropy and helping out other people. And look at that smile on his face. It's the wish come true card traditionally in tarot. But, what I'm getting from this is that you're going to be most emotionally satisfied by just doing the leap with the psychic development. And I know you're doing it, but I mean, going all in. The tarot saying, go all in, go all in. So that's what I got. Let's see who's got another question here, and then we'll take some phone calls. Oh, got some people jumping in. Okay, let's see. What's Jack? I think Jack had a question. Can you tell me the name of the tool company? What? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just not getting this. Let me reread it. Can you tell me the name of the tool company I may have a contract with dealing with my invention? Okay, you might need to rephrase that into a question we can actually ask the tarot. I mean, I don't see how we can get a specific name of a specific company. Now, if you had a couple of companies that you were, say, choosing from, we could pull cards, or a card or a couple for each one, and see what comes out. Is that what you're talking about, or is this something else? So Jack, if you can rephrase that, and what do you really want to ask us? And then Beverly asks, how does Kian feel about me after he read the text message I sent last night? Oh, I love ones like that,
Yeah.
How is he feeling? So we got the 3 of coins. I gotta bring up the camera here. Creativity and communication is that 3 energy, and this guy's using all his skills and is working on. I think that's just a hint that it's all about the communication in this deal. But he's still feeling like this when I asked. This is the card I got. 5 of Wands. The struggles, conflicts, things like that, that's what I'm getting. Mary, what about you? Did you pull a card? Maybe there's some clarification there from what you're getting.
Maybe there's some clarification. How's he feeling after getting the text message? Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not looking too good on my card. So maybe you have brighter ones. I don't know.
Maybe I have brighter cards. I have no idea. So, well, okay. So the first card that comes up is the 7 of Pentacles, which is kind of interesting. We have the 4 swords above it, the 10 of Wands underneath it. And in the past, we have the 3 cups. So it's like, okay, we go from the 3 cups to this sort of sense of, okay, to me, the 7 of Pentacles often is about expectations, and I think the guidance often with it is to manage our expectations, to be patient. Things will come into fruition, but it may take longer than we think, or it may not be what is expected. And the 10 of Wands is underneath that. And like when we're talking about feelings, I mean, when you feel the 10 of Wands, you can feel pressure and stress. But having this on top of it and having the Four of Swords on top of that, it's almost like relieving some stress or kind of like, putting that to the side. But I feel that there's something about the text that, wasn't like it didn't give him that happy feeling that we see in the past in that Three of Cups. And in the outcome position, I have the 10 of Pentacles. So that is a card of feeling better, you know, given these cards. So I don't know. It's almost like it's a mixed kind of feeling that he has, or wasn't what he expected to hear exactly. But I don't feel it was necessarily bad either. It feels like it's saying like, hey, take a break. Let's take some time. That's Four of Swords seems to indicate that to me.
Awesome. And then real quick, while I still got you up on camera here, because you're up next anyway, Ankita, will I hear from B as in Bobby in March? Person named B with a B letter. Yeah, B. Letter B, as in Bobby.
We hear
will
from
I
them in
hear,
March.
Yeah. Will I hear? Real easy question, real simple.
Yeah. Will you hear from them? I kind of feel good about this. I'm going to read this a little bit different way because the card that came up in the timing position is the Three of Wands. Okay, so we're talking about March. That's three. With the Knight of Cups in the past position, the Wheel of Fortune, the Lover's card, the Ace of Swords. Yeah, I think you're going to hear from him. To me, those are all indicating that yes, you will. Um, it feels like this is because something is starting to move finally with that wheel coming up. But let's see what Dax says.
Sure. Well, I got a yes. Also, I got the Hermit card, Major Arcana. This is a big deal, and there's that 9 energy again. It's, I'm loving this. It's fitting right in with the numerology today. And it's, as I mentioned earlier, it's that thinking, another one of the thinking outside the box cards, and so while you're waiting for him to call or get in contact with you, take a step back from the whole thing and take a look. And I also got the Hanged Man. So, what I think is going on, because both of these are, especially this card, delay, and this card also, and they're both thinking outside the box cards. It's the ones I mentioned in the beginning of the show. Wow. Talk about synchronicities there. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be in March, but it's going to be later in March. And I think you need to, look at the big picture, look at the whole picture there. Okay. So let's see. I heard back from Jack and I asked them to requalify what they're asking here. Because yeah, we're not going to get
It's
a
hard.
name.
It's hard to get names. If you're asking for names, generally you could ask a psychic, somebody who doesn't, isn't doing tarot readings and just, retrieves that information psychically or claims to, you could ask, you could use a Ouija board. You could use a dice or pendulum board because those have letters on it where you could actually spell out a name. Or you could use alphabet or Scrabble dice. I was thinking of all the different, what kind of divination tools really, would do that.
So, well, what I was going to say about it is, if you have, like, say, 3 companies in mind, and know the names, and you could tell us company A, B, and C, then we could do something, but not, I'm not going to like pull cards and come up with Apple Corporation. It's just not going to happen. So we'll let you think on that. And we're also going to go check the phone lines now. But I wanted to tell everybody in the chat, this is your opportunity to pop in there. And if you want us to pull a card, please pull a card for me. And if you have a specific question, go ahead and type in the question in the chat, and I'll give you time, to get some of those in there. We'll go take some phone calls. Mary, where's your camera? We lost you.
Oh, I thought you were going to answer another question,
but I did. I did answer another question.
Awesome.
That one.
I missed it. Where are we?
Okay.
What are we doing?
All right. So we are on the phone lines. And if you want to call into the show and talk to us directly, which is really fun, is 714-816-4628. Press the number 1 as soon as you get through on your dial pad. That'll let us know you want to be live on air. The caller that's been waiting the longest is area code 646. Are you there? Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello, 646. I heard something. It sounds like they're in a car or something. Well, we're going to put them back on hold because we got to keep the show rolling here. Area code 646. We just tried to pick up. Get ready. We'll come back to you. Meanwhile, we're going to go to area code 520. Hello, caller. You're live on Tarot Today. Who's calling in?
What's your name? Where are you calling from? Lisa.
It's Lisa. Hey, Lisa. Yay. Happy New Year.
Yay. Happy New Year.
What did you want to talk about?
Well, I have a question. This weekend, what do you pick up as far as there's somebody that I have in mind? Do you see us coming closer on more of an intimate level? I don't know if you need an initial or a name.
No,
I don't.
I don't
either. Dax, do you want to go first? Me go first?
Sure.
Who go first?
Me.
Sure.
Let's see. I'm ready to go.
You? Oh, okay, go.
Yeah. So, Lisa, I wanted to ask you: are you or him, either one of you, like fire signs? I'm just curious about that.
See, I'm a Virgo. He's a Gemini. So I'm not sure.
Okay, air sign. I was just wondering because I'm getting a lot of fire sign energy here, and that's Aries, Leo, Sag, but they don't necessarily have to be those signs. They could just have that energy in here. This is very interesting. I'm getting a lot of things like, okay, the Page of Wands. So he's showing up as the Page of Wands, very fiery energy, enthusiastic, passionate, and I'm feeling like the Queen of Wands might be more you. You're what's your sign again?
Virgo.
Virgo. Okay, so you're Earth. Oh no, this is you. I'm sorry. I'm not an astrologer, so I have to, weed my way through this. You are the Queen of Coins. There's another queen in here. I don't know what's going on with that. Just throwing it out there. Another fire sign. Okay. Or potentially. As far as the possibility for the relationship, it looks really, really good. I mean, we got the World card. Okay. And then the very last card, 4 of Wands. And that's a celebration, could even be like really big time. Just, it's one of those cards, just throwing it out there, so it's looking really good, but I'm not getting a strong yes. It's kind of a muddled answer. I'm getting 3 no's and 2 yeses. So it could go either way. Like, when I get 3 yes cards and 2 no, or 2 no, or 2 yes and 3 no, or it's not like getting 4 or 5 yeses or 4 or 5 no's. So it can really go either way. But these are very powerful cards, especially getting a major arcana card like the World card and that 4 of Wands. So I'm feeling good about it. It's just like there's more work to be done. And there seems to be a fly in the ointment, which is this Queen of Wands. And only you know what's going on with that. Okay. And, but let's see what Mary's getting. Maybe she's got something that will shed a little light on it.
Well,
how are you feeling about this?
I'm not so sure that you know exactly what the fly in the ointment is, Lisa, because look, the central card is the star card. I mean, we hope it works out. That's a card of hope, aspirations. This is what we're reaching for. But who was it? Casey Kasem that used to say, reach for the stars, but keep your feet on the ground. And so that's surrounded by all this pinnacle earth energy. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace is underneath it saying like, okay, we've laid the foundation. We planted the seed. Something's starting here. Six of Pentacles, we got to keep it balanced. We got to give and receive. They have to give too, so it's going to require an effort like any relationship does. What gets me is that line there, which is sort of like, somewhere in the middle saying like, hey, there's hope here, but, you're going to have to work at it, both of you. On the one side, we have the Four Cups, which can be a card of like not seeing what's right in front of us, like kind of missing the point. And on the other side is the Eight of Swords, and the person's blindfolded. So both of these cards are about we're missing something. There's something we're not seeing here. Doesn't have to be some major catastrophic thing or anything, but just saying that for this relationship to grow and for it to become more intimate, like you said, and the possibility, of course, exists. We have the Sun card at the very end. But something's got to come out into the open and to be dealt with with generosity of spirit from both of you. And I think, it has a good chance after that. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Is the Queen of Wands an outside individual?
An outside individual.
You mean like a third party? Another
that's
involved.
Yeah,
that's what I was getting, was another individual. Yeah, and it's not you. Obviously, you are coming up as the Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles, the Earth sign. You're a Virgo, right? That's right there in the Earth signs. Yeah. So maybe it's just a keep an eye out kind of thing. I wouldn't worry too much about it. But I hope that helped you out. We got to move on. Lisa got a whole bunch more callers, but glad to reconnect with you. One of our regular callers from Arizona, right here in my neck of the woods. Enjoy the rest of your weekend there, and Happy New Year. I'm going to try that 646 number again, Mary. Let's see if they're ready. Hello, area code 646. Are you there? What's your name? Where are you calling from? 646. Hello, caller. Okay, we're going to put them back on hold. I'm going to give them an opportunity to call back in and get in the queue here. We're going to go to 770. Area code 770. Are you there? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, yes, I'm here. My name is from Georgia.
Okay, on my end, Mary, it cut out. I heard Georgia, but I didn't hear the first name.
Neither did I.
Maddie.
Maddie
from Georgia. What do you want to talk about?
Hi. What I want to talk about is why do I feel I have a gathering to attend tonight? Well, I was invited to a gathering. Why do I feel? Why do I feel that? Like, I don't really want to go.
Yeah.
Why do you feel kind of like ambivalent about going? What's that about? Okay. Well, it's a great question, because it's always important to examine our feelings. Okay. It's interesting. The very first card that comes up here is the Six of Cups. We call that a card of nostalgia. So, who at this gathering, do you have a past connection to? Maybe everybody, but um, but there's something about that. It may be a woman in particular. The Queen of Swords comes up in the past position. And above everything, we also have the King of Wands. And then underneath that Six of Cups, we have the Eight of Cups. And then we have the Ace of Cups in the outcome position. I mean, oh man, it looks like this is an emotional kind of thing where you're like, I've moved on. And so maybe you feel in some way that you've moved on from either, one or two of these people that are going to be there, or even just that scene or that group. But that's kind of what I'm getting. It's like in having an ace in the outcome position, it's saying like, hey, I need some new air. I need some fresh energy. I want to feel inspired. I want to feel glad in my heart, and maybe these people just aren't doing it for you. Anyway, that's what I get. Let's see what Dax has.
Mm-hmm. Basically the exact same thing. I got the 10 of Wands, and it's almost like it's a burden for you, this thing. And I mean, look at the, just look how he looks there. It's like, yeah, and this is a fire card, but so is the Ace of Wands that showed up as well. And, look at the difference. This is all fiery, and you got more of the oranges and the bright reds, and then it's all subdued more in the 10 of Wands, okay, back here, which is traditionally a card of burdens here. So that's what's missing, is the Ace of Wands energy. It's that fiery energy. You have no passion for this, So that's all I'm getting, Mary.
Does that make sense?
You said that, Mary, you said that there's a nostalgia, someone that I'm connected to. Did you say that?
Yeah, that's a possibility. That was the first card that came up, and I'm like, huh. And then we had the Eight of Cups right underneath it. Right. Like, okay, you moved on from it, though.
Yeah. Well, my friend is the one that's given this gathering, and like appreciation party for his clients, and he and I are friends, but I just don't feel like I just like, do I really want to go? Do I? Because I don't know. Seems like he's the one that was scrutinized. Oh, he scrutinize too much.
Yeah, that's not fun. A gathering should be fun. Appreciation should be something that, is actually felt. If you're not feeling it, honor your own feelings. Blow it off. Go do something fun, or just have a me day. Take a bubble bath. Smoke some weed. Have a glass of wine. I don't know. Do something that feels good.
Yeah. When I say scrutinize it, like about what you wearing, because he always say, put your heels on and
Judgy
McJudgerson.
Yeah, Judgy McJudgerson from Judgingville. No way, man. Who is he to do that? Who's he?
Well, thanks for the call, Maddie. Hope it all works out.
All right.
I don't know. I don't think she's going. Anyway,
do something.
I'm gonna go back to the. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the chat room, because we got Nancy also came back in, and I'm trying to see who else has come in here. Farida and Light in the World and Andrea. We got a question from Nancy. Good to be with you. I would like to have a reading on moving to a new setting. Thank you.
I think it's your turn.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it my turn?
It doesn't matter. You were, it was
Go
either
ahead.
me or you. I can't remember.
I vote for you.
Yeah. Well, you talked last, so I go by that. Whoever
No.
talked last they're the next one.
So you did the last
but anyway,
reading, but then I talked after that. But go ahead.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand. Yeah. Okay. We got to figure out a new way of doing this. Maybe we roll dice or something. I don't know.
Ooh, let's do that.
Yeah. Who's going to do the reading? Okay. We'll roll dice, or maybe we go back and forth, completely and not like, anyway.
It's chaos here.
It's chaos. I don't know what's going on today, but we're out of Mercury retrograde. It shouldn't be so chaotic. I'm just taking a look here. I mean, I have, as soon as I read what she was asking about, I had really good feelings about it. It's like, yes, you need a new setting. And again, I love tarot and numerology. It's like the 9 of coins. There's that 9 energy yet again. What can you let go of? Okay. Well, it's this, old setting. And if you move somewhere else or, get new digs or, move out of city, move out of state, I don't know if you're talking about a big move or to me, it just sounds like a local, like new setting kind of move thing. And you're going to have some more independence. This is the card of the self-made woman, I call it. You're going to have more independence. And I love this. I think that's a very big fat, yes on that. And right next to it, the devil card. So yet again, attachments, so in order to do this, it's like the 9 energy from the 9 of coins and the numerology today. What can you let go of? We're talking about letting go of where you are, and it's your attachments to that, the nostalgia of it, whatever. That's what happens, as we get, we don't progress forward. We don't get the new digs because we are still rooted in the past, and you need to let go of that. That's where that 9 energy comes in, so that you can, move into the new place. And then the only other thing is just, paying attention to the finances. It may be a little bit of a balancing act as far as that goes with the 2 of coins. What are you getting, Mary?
Well, I think it's going to take a little bit of time, and it's a decision that's really coming up, and it's saying like start preparing for it now, right? I did get the 9 of Wands, and I also got the 9 of Pentacles. So keeping with that 9 energy that you were talking about, the 9 of Pentacles is in the past position. So money may be a factor. Maybe we're not, doing so great as the self-made woman here was doing. Like we did better previously, and now we could just be feeling like there's this pressure on me. I need a change of environment. I need a change of setting. But the Hanged Man is over everything else. The King of Swords is underneath that 9 of Wands, pushing up there saying like, hey, but it's not too soon to be thinking about it, to start preparing for it, to figure out what you can let go of with the Hanged Man, and also, in a non-stressful way. And then in the end, we've got the 2 of Wands. So we're going to reach that crossroads where it's like, am I going to go left? Am I going to go right? Am I going to move here? Am I going to stay? Am I going to go there? Those kind of things. And ultimately, I get the Temperance card. So maybe the decision you make about this change of setting or environment, ends up being kind of a compromise, and that's not a bad thing at all. It's about finding the middle ground, doing things in moderation, but also, being realistic, about what you can afford and what's the environment where you're going to function best. So that's what I get. Yeah, move, but maybe not immediately.
So let's hopefully that helped you out. Let's do one more before we go back to the phone lines.
To the psychic spin.
Oh, geez, we forgot about that too. It's like, I don't know if we're going to squeeze all this in today. Um, I want to do Jack Mac because, we had him redo or her, I don't know by that name, redo the question like 8 times here to finally get something. Okay, so you're up next. He gave us choices A, B, and C. So A, Calvin
Okay.
Klein tools. I thought you said Calvin Klein, but no, it's Klein tools. Okay. B, Black and Decker. C, Snap-on tools. Which one more
Okay.
likely? And then I'm going to
Okay.
pull some cards too.
Okay. So Klein, Black and Decker, Snap-on tools. Klein, Black and Decker, Snap-on tools. I'm just going to do a comparison, 3 cards each. So when I look at Klein, it doesn't look so good. I get the 5 of Swords. I get the 2 of Wands. I get the 2 of Pentacles. So there may be some back and forth with Klein, but I feel like the deal's not good. With the 5 of Swords, it's like, meh, maybe you're not getting, what's commiserate to what they're expecting you to do for them. Black and Decker, the Devil card, the 8 of Swords, and we have the Page of Cups. So there's some communication, at least with Black and Decker. It seems nice, but the devil's lurking underneath everything. Devil's in the details, perhaps. When we look at Snap-on tools, energy shifts dramatically. The Fool card, it could happen. Anything could happen with the Fool card. It's wide open. The Magician card. You have all the resources that they're looking for. You can make it happen. And then I have the Hanged Man. There might be a delay around that. So Snap-on looks like the best, although I feel like there's back and forth with the other 2. But I think Snap-on could happen, but there's like some sort of delay at the beginning. But let's see what Dax is getting.
Oh, got very similar. I got the Page of Cups too, but it was for Klein, and the King of Cups for Black and Decker, and then the High Priestess for Snap-on. And so right away, the energy looked better with Snap-on to me. The way I do yes, no's, that's a yes. Major Arcana cards. So I decided to pull some more cards. I got the Chariot card for Klein. So it's still a possibility with Klein. Okay. It just seems like they want to go in one direction. You want to go in another direction. I got another Court card for Black and Decker here. I got the Knight of Swords. And then for Snap-on, I got the Justice card. So with Snap-on, 2 big fat yes cards in the form of Major Arcana cards for Snap-on. So I agree with Mary that that's a more likely possibility. There's still a possibility, I think, if there is with any of the other 2, it would be Klein, but there's a little of pulling in different directions there. I'll just say that. All right. So, Mary.
Yes.
The psychic spin. So this is when we look at the big questions and pull cards. Yeah. So we decided, this is what happened. I rent a car every once in a while to, do some errands, and I go to my favorite Hertz place in town. It's not, going to the airport. I used to do that, and hate being at the airport. It's too much traffic and messed up. So I go to the neighborhood one, and all the guys know me there, Ivan and the manager, Andy, and oh God, I'm trying to
shout
remember.
out to Hertz.
Shout out to Hertz. Yeah. So I walked in the other day, I always get the manager special. I go on Priceline, get the cheapest thing I can, $35 a day, for a couple of days. And I go in, and the manager, he usually has been doing really well by me. He'll like give me an SUV or something. It's usually an upgrade. He goes in his office and walks out with a credit card, and it says Tesla on it. And I'm like, he goes, "This is the key." And I'm like, "You are kidding me. You're giving me a Tesla?"
Awesome.
So I got to tool around in a Tesla for a couple of days, and then this was a week ago, and then I rented another car. I put in for another rental the last couple of days, and they gave me another Tesla. You see,
Wow.
basically, Hertz has bought a fleet of 100,000, in the U.S., but
Wow.
actually they have even more. They're getting Polestars and Teslas in Europe. So they're doing a huge fleet of that, and then also they lease them out also to Hertz does to Uber drivers. So people,
Oh, really?
yeah, they lease them to do their ride share, and it saves them 2/3 off the cost of gas, as in just one thing. Not to mention, it is amazing. Oh my God. Love that, And so I've been watching a lot of videos on Tesla and just EVs in general. I've always been doing that, though. I'm a fan of everything tech, and I thought, hey, that's a great thing to ask the tarot about. There's the people
Yeah.
that are like, no, the EV is it's just going to, crap out at some point. Then there's the other people, no, within 5-10 years, everything's going to be EV, electric vehicles.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, we should ask the tarot that, Mary.
Yeah. No, I think it's a great question, and yeah, you're right. There are those differences of opinion. There was a documentary that came out, some years ago that I covered the junket for, who killed the electric car. I interviewed Ed Begley Jr. for that. And so and
I
at
love
that
him.
time, and for a long time, the general concept people had was that it was the big auto companies buying, or oil, some people thought it was the oil companies, or the collusion of both, buying up the patents, or challenging patents, that kind of stuff, to try to squelch it, because it bites into their bottom line. So what are we going to ask the tarot about?
Well, first of all, I just want to, in general, ask, will we be going all electric?
It's there,
and
all electric car future.
Are we going to, an all electric car future? And, before we look at the cards, just in general, I mean, there are states that are requiring all new sales of vehicles to be electric only after a certain date. So like 2025, 2030, they have to be all electric anyway. So, I mean, it's already happening unless they change the law in some states. And then it's just, I mean, look at Tesla, where it is now, how many years, 15 years later, whatever. They're huge. I mean, huge plants in Texas, California. Yeah. They're building more. China, Berlin. It's not going anywhere, folks. It's not going anywhere. And then when I pull cards on it, I get the 3 of Cups. What do you get?
Oh,
yeah. Don't turn the camera off. Let's just go back and forth. So what do you get? I'm saying yes.
Okay. I'm saying it's going to be hard. That's what I'm saying. Because we do, we end with the 10 of Wands. So also, we have the Moon card, we have the High Priestess, the Justice card. It's got to balance out. It can't, see, the problem is, what you're describing is some states are doing that. And I can tell you, I live in a state that's not going to do that unless there's a federal, requirement to do it somehow, So this isn't happening soon, but I think you're right. It's not going away. There's real value in it. We have the 9 of Pentacles as well. It just takes time, and it just may be that, we have to reach a certain point of advancement, even,
I feel that's what's going to happen too.
Yeah.
A lot of the cards I'm getting are core cards. And what I'm getting from that is that it's all about the people. It's not about the regulation. Texas will, never pass something where everything has to be an EV by 2035. It's just not going to happen. However, they don't have to pass anything because, for instance, I'll give you an example. Cadillac is not going to make a ICE car, an internal combustion engine vehicle ever again from 2025 on. They're just not going to do it. And all the major manufacturers and all the small startups, as well as the big, like Tesla and Polestar, they're all making EVs, and it's the direction it's going in. I think that, okay, the other card I got was the nostalgia card, so I'm nostalgic about ICE cars. I've been driving 30 different cars over the last, 45 years. There's going to always be that nostalgia until that group starts dying off, which is, because people that are born now and even are in their younger years, 8 years old or even into the early teens, they're only going to know EVs. Just like they only know computers and the internet, whereas we know before, when there wasn't the internet. It's a similar thing that I think is going to happen.
I don't know.
There's going to be,
there's always going to be the groups that want to restore them. That's always into
finding that's not going to go away
stuff and everything and making those kind of things. And no generation grows up in a vacuum since the information age began. It's like we're all painfully aware of everything.
I think with the celebration card that it's a win-win-win for everybody. It'll be a slow phasing out, and it's going to help the environment overall. But even if it didn't, I don't care. It's just such better technology. 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. No oil changes, no filters, no air filters. Because of regenerative braking, even your brake shoes, your brakes only have to be replaced maybe 1/3 of the amount of that regular cars do. Almost no maintenance. It's just cheaper. And then the price is coming down. People are still thinking of, $75,000 to $100,000 Teslas. They just dropped them, folks. 20,000, 10,000, on different models. The base 3 is 43. Wow. 43,009. I mean, it's, you can lease one for $399.
That's amazing. And that is our psychic spin.
That's the psychic spin, folks. Yep. So it's looking promising, but we got that nostalgia card, and it's just going to be going, but all the manufacturers are bringing them out. Some of the Korean, I think it's the Korean manufacturers, have like 20 EVs coming out, and Kia, and wow. Anyway, it's amazing. It's happening faster than you think it's going to happen, folks. Let's see. We only got a few minutes left. I did want to mention before we forget that we'll be back, on Monday. So if we don't get to your question today, remember, you can join us in the chat on YouTube, on the YouTube Live on Monday. And then we'll, of course, be back next Saturday, the 4th. But I wanted to mention that our show, The Angelic View with Maria Moss, returns on Sunday, February 5th. So we will be having a radio show now every Sunday, alternating. So it'll be Magic Universe on the 2nd and 4th Saturdays, and Angelic View will be on the 1st and 3rd Sundays. Yep. So I just wanted to mention that.
Sunday.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get another phone line in. Area code. Let's see. And Oh, I just wanted to mention, hit that subscribe button because I always forget to say, subscribe and hit like, please. Please hit the like.
Peace.
Who's been waiting the longest? 845. 845. Caller, are you there? 845. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hi, hon.
Hi.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Maria. I call it from New York.
Oh, it's Maria. How you doing, Maria?
Fine, how are you?
It's-
You see, I need a question, please. You see this year I'm going to go in Italy with my daughter, and my daughter going to meet the guy, the name is Mark.
Oh. Oh, yep. Looking really good here. So, gosh, he's not showing up in these cards. However, I'm just going to say that the Wheel of Fortune is turning in her favor for that happening. We got the Wheel of Fortune card. And then I get the 10 of Cups, which is, I know I'm showing these cards to our folks watching on YouTube, but, and you're on the radio, Maria, but it's a couple in front of the fireplace with the cat. I mean, it's great indication there. What about you, Mary? Is it looking good for Mark and her daughter?
I just pulled one card and you can't see it, but that is the Knight of Cups. So love is on the way. I think it looks
awesome. Good. There you go, Maria. And we're going to see if we can squeeze in one more call because we have the call banks on Saturdays, but not on Mondays. So we it's all questions from the chat on Mondays. So we want to get in as many phone calls as we can. So we'll do one more here. Area code 646. Caller, are you there? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi,
hello?
Dax. This is Teresa calling from New York. Hi, Dax. This is Teresa.
Teresa
hello?
From New York.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Hi, how are you?
What's your question, hon?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me? Yes, yeah. I wanted to follow up with you. I talked to you briefly on Monday. You told me to call back in on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So, yeah, so it was in regards to I was submitting resumes and a cover letter for a few job postings that I would like to apply for at my dream job. For my dream job.
Ooh.
So I just wanted to see if you pick up any energies. I'm sending some more resumes out on Monday. I sent the resume out. Instead of doing Tuesday, I did Wednesday. And then Friday, I noticed another job position, and I'm going to get that out on Monday.
Okay. I don't know if we got the question really solidified there, Mary. Did you get that?
Yeah. So I guess my question is this.
What do you want us to look at?
Any job interviews in the month of February? I guess I can say that. I'm going to get
Do we see you going on any job interviews in the month of February?
Yes.
Well, I do.
Oh my
I get
God,
the 4 wands and the 10 of cups as well. But let's see what Dax is getting.
Ooh, that was fast. You didn't even give me a chance to put the camera back on. Yeah, so I'm getting the same thing, so, okay, 2 of Swords. And what I think is you're going to end up with a decision you have to make. Okay, so it's a 2, which is a yes to your question, but it's the 2 of Swords where we've got crossed ideas. And so what it's talking about is you may have a decision to make between a couple of job opportunities, and you want to go with the one that's most abundant. I got the 8 of coins. 8 is abundance. 8 is also, again, an even, so therefore a yes. Got another yes. You're going to be going on these interviews, but which one are you going to be ultimately is going to be fulfilling to you, and you're going to see some abundance from, and be able, something you can really, he's in the picture in the card, he's studying, what can you really sink your teeth into, I'm going to say on that. Does that make sense? Looking good.
Yeah, it does make
Yeah.
sense. It looks good.
Yeah, just don't take
Okay.
just
Are you
whatever.
asking me the
Remember you
question?
mentioned hold on, Teresa. Remember you mentioned your dream job. Okay.
Yes.
Make sure it's the dream job is what I'm saying. Don't just take whatever is handed to you. You're going to get interviews and you're going to want to go with the one that really is the dream job that you can really sink your teeth into. But you're going to have, I think you're going to go on multiple interviews and be able to make a choice. It's good to have choice. Okay. I think that's all the time we have for today. I'm sorry about not being able to get back to the questions in chat, but
we'll be
on
back
Saturdays,
Monday.
we give priority on Saturdays to the callers because we're simulcasting on Blog Talk. And you can just tune in a couple of days and ask in the chat. Get here early, put your questions in early, and we will see you all on Monday then. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, John Boy.